Once it starts getting dark, we say our goodbyes and part ways at the church. Same as when we first met, she watches me go until she vanishes from sight. As I head back towards the cabin, my head is swimming. Or maybe drowning. It's hard to think of anything but Abigail, all alone in the middle of a forest for centuries. What's her story? I want to know, but I doubt I ever will. Yet I'm already looking forward to seeing her again, even though in the back of my mind I'm aware that Tara and I will only be here for a few more weeks. It seems almost cruel knowing that this is all so short-lived. If I were her, would I rather have a few weeks of happiness just to lose it again, or never have anything at all? The question makes my head and heart hurt. The walk back feels like it goes by much quicker than my journey to the clearing and then the church. As I get closer to the cabin, I can see that the windows are dark. Tara must be in town or out with Morgan somewhere. I wonder if she noticed I was gone. My musing is interrupted by the sudden sound of footsteps in the snow. The mayor steps out from behind a tree, just like Abigail did earlier. Good evening, Madison. Evening, Miss Mayor. Where have you been? I freeze. Her tone is sharp, with no pretense of being conversational. Her glare is even sharper. Does she know about Abigail, or about the forest spirit? Surely she would have mentioned it, if so. My mind reels while I stall for time. I was out for a walk, in the forest. I'm bad at lying, so I try to tell her half-truths. I can see that. Where did you go? Around. I was just walking around, needed the fresh air. Alone? Where's your friend? Or my daughter? With each question she asks, she takes a nearly imperceptible step closer. I shrug, trying to look indifferent. I don't think it's working. I'm not sure. Tara and I had an argument earlier. I wanted to be alone. An argument? Regarding what? She's far too close for comfort now. Close enough that she could reach out and grab me by the throat if she wanted to. Still, I'm so taken aback by the nerve of her asking about my personal issues that my voice comes out stronger than I could have hoped for. I'm sorry, but I'm not comfortable talking about it. The mayor regards me for a long moment. Her nostrils flare. I meet her gaze and don't look away, even though I desperately want to. I half expect her tongue to shoot out and taste the air like a snake. It feels as if she can see right through me. I'm almost certain that she knows I'm hiding something from her, more than just my argument with Tara. I see. She flips her hair and walks past me, heading into the forest. Be careful, Madison. The woods are dangerous on your own. I stand there, heart in my throat, until the sound of snow under her feet fades into silence. Shuddering, I hurry the rest of the way to the cabin. A bright burst of light jerks me awake. I groan, getting ready to toss a pillow at Maddie and demand she turn the light back off. It's so bright, it hurts when I try to open my eyes. But when I do, I realize the light is coming from the window, and it's not a window I recognize. Uh-oh. Morgan is starting to stir next to me, an adorable little smile on her face. It's so cute that for a minute it distracts me from the fact that she's completely naked. It takes another second for me to realize that I am too. I yank the covers up to my chest to, well, cover myself. Memories of last night start to come back in bits and pieces. We'd been going over notes about something, and admittedly I might have gotten a little flirty. But next thing I know, we're kissing, books are on the floor, I hear papers crumbling underneath my butt. And once I said yes, she couldn't even wait to get to the bed before she started undressing me. It's It's not that I'm complaining, but it was definitely the last possible way I thought she'd respond. At least now I remember why I'm sore. It isn't long before Morgan opens her eyes as well. The rest of her face doesn't move as she wakes up. She sleeps with that same blank face she has when she's awake. Good morning, Tara. Her voice seems a little different. Softer, maybe? I have no idea, but it's kinda nice. Hey, yeah, good morning. I cringe at the sound of my own voice. That was way too loud. I need to do a better job of keeping my cool. How'd you sleep? Better than I have in a long time. I smile. Although you do snore loudly. I try not to let my smile break. I mean, she's right, but only when I lay on my back. I try to think back on a long list of awkward morning afters and pick out a good comeback, but everything grinds to a halt as soon as I feel her lips press against my side. I can feel my face turning as red as my hair and know a comeback's not happening. Tara? Are you okay? I need to say something to get back on top of this mess, but all I can do is stare down at her. Those bright green eyes, that soft face, that messy orange hair. Tara? Oh, sorry, I was just thinking that, well, you're cute. Hey, I've had worse lines. I can't see her face, but I think I hear her chuckle or something like that. I should probably get up too, but I can't help taking a minute to stare. Maddie always gets on me for being thirsty, but I think I earned it this time. Her curves, her muscles. She's like someone asked me every last detail about what my type was, then turned her real. This village is a dream come true. My clothes are spread across the floor and it takes me a minute to hunt them all down once I'm out of bed. Actually, that's how they usually are at home too. I've got more important things than clothes to keep in my dresser. Morgan's already dressed by the time I get everything together, with her hair back in its usual pigtails. Cute as they are, I kinda miss how it looked down. Hey, so, is something wrong? Your mom isn't home, right? I'm pretty sure she won't be happy if she sees me coming out of your room first thing in the morning. You made enough noise last night that she'd know anyway. I don't think she's going to do anything about it. I feel like I'm burning up, but her expression is the same as ever. She's not even trying to be smooth, and she's still better at it than I am. And I'm already really good. Great, yeah, cool. Glad we don't have to worry. I'm going to go make some coffee for us. That's my bra, by the way. No wonder it feels so loose. She's out the door, leaving me to search for more clothing and think about the conversation Morgan and I are going to have when she gets back. Oh boy. I'm still thinking about what I want to say when she returns with the coffees, already chugging hers down. I usually make it strong, but I put plenty of cream and sugars in yours, so you should be fine. I normally take it black, actually. I saw your daily routine video. I know how you take your coffee. I don't even know why I'm bothering with the usual cool routine at this point. I should just accept that I'm beat. I take a tiny sip of the coffee and nearly fall back down on the bed. Even with cream and sugar, this is the strongest thing I've ever tasted. She drinks this black? Is it too much? I could put some liquor in it if you want. Isn't it like 8 in the morning? Yes. Why do you ask? I sigh and take another bitter sip. The last thing I need right now is alcohol. Hey, so I think we need to talk. Sure. What about? I'm not sure if she doesn't know or doesn't care about what I'm going to say, but from the way she's acted so far, I'm pretty sure it's the second one. Look, you're a really great person and I really like hanging out with you, and I had a great time last night. I know. She needs to stop making me blush. I probably look the same way Mads does every time I try to introduce her to a cute girl. I just want to make sure we're clear on what that was all about. I don't want you to get the wrong idea. I mean, I'm not really the dating type, and I'm gonna be leaving in a month. I'm happy to do stuff like this, as long as it's... Tara. She doesn't sound frustrated or upset. If anything, her voice is softer. We talked about this exact thing last night. You're cute, you're fun, and I really enjoyed having sex with you. But that's all this is, and neither of us expect or want anything different. You don't have to give me any excuses. Blunt as ever, she takes another sip of coffee as I breathe a sigh of relief. All that worrying for nothing. Great, awesome, cool. Yeah, I'm glad that's settled then. I should feel relieved, relaxed, all that good stuff. With the rough part out of the way, I can go right back to being as intrepid and charming as always. So why do I feel like I'm the one who's got let down here? This kind of thing shouldn't bother me. Even if it didn't go the way I'm used to, this is why I hate taking time to think about things. So, did you make that sweater yourself? Morgan's eyes widen at my question. Looks like I found a good way to move on. I did, actually. My ex showed me how to knit a few years ago, and I've been doing it ever since. It's a nice way to pass the time. If you want, I could make you something to take home when you're done here. That'd be super cool. Everyone I know wears coats like Maddie's, or one of those big, puffy marshmallow coats. I'm sure some hand-knit stuff would break the mold. The fact that you insist on going investigating in nothing but a light jacket made me assume you didn't like coats in general. Maybe I was just waiting to get on the hip wool fashion trend? I catch her smiling in between sips. She might act different, but I get the feeling that we're on the same wavelength for some things. I mean, obviously, since we ended up together, but still. Well, not together, of course, but... I thought it was because of your shirt. You wear that same moon shirt in every vlog you do. I didn't expect it to be the same way in real life. It was actually Maddie's idea, believe it or not. Something about having a visual brand for the sake of the show. I figured my winning smile would be enough, but I mean, as long as people like it. I didn't realize she was that invested in the show. I figured she didn't care that much. Ouch. Hearing her mention how distant Maddie seems is a pretty painful reminder of how much things have fallen apart between us. She used to be. Back when we started, she was a lot more invested in the whole thing. We've been inseparable since high school, and I figured she was really excited to keep that bond going strong. That's pretty incredible. I don't think I've had any friendships that lasted more than a year. I realized that she hasn't mentioned a single friend since we got here. Oh yeah, it's been like around 10 years or something. Don't tell her I told you this, but we actually met because we were both total goths. I jump when Morgan suddenly bursts into laughter. I've only known her for about a week, but it feels weirdly unlike her. Probably because it's the most emotion she's shown since we met. And that includes last night. I can't imagine Maddie walking around with raccoon eyes and dyed hair. You have no idea. She was goth enough to put me to shame. Always talking about the darkness in her soul. Chilling with all the other cool goth kids, calling herself Raven. It was great. You were part of a group? Do you keep in touch with any of them? I'd hope at least one of them kept the look. My smile fades as I look away from her. She couldn't have known that asking that would bring back bad memories, so I don't blame her. But the memories are still there. Not really. Most of them stopped talking to me when I told them I was trans. And the rest bailed on me as soon as I actually started transitioning. Maddie was the only one who really stuck up for me. I'll never forget that. Morgan puts down her now empty mug. I'm not even halfway through mine. I'm so sorry, Tara. I didn't mean to. Nah, forget it. It's seriously okay. The whole thing's ancient history now. That isn't a lie. I feel a hell of a lot cooler about the whole thing now that I know I'm doing way better than any of them. I can tell Morgan doesn't buy it, though. Better switch up the subject. Anyway, after that, the two of us were inseparable all through high school. We even picked the same college so it'd be easier to stay in touch. The only time our friendship was ever on the rocks was, well, maybe we shouldn't talk about that. I try not to grin when I see Morgan's eyes widen. Got him. You wouldn't say that if you weren't going to tell me. Well, I don't know. She leaves her mug on the table and moves closer to me. I definitely saw her smile for a second there. The Tara I know would never pass up a chance to tell a story. Well, if you insist. Maddie and I actually dated once. For a few weeks, back when we first started college. Everyone we knew was pairing off, so we figured we should try it too. It's our secret shame. I'm not surprised. You two would make a terrible couple. Jeez, blunt much? You're not wrong though, it nearly killed our friendship. Thankfully we called it off and went back to being friends. We haven't had any trouble since. Until now. Yeah, until now. So much for lightening the mood. I don't know, I guess her deciding to walk away from everything we built together doesn't exactly make me feel jazzed about our friendship. Her having different priorities doesn't have anything to do with friendship. What, like going back to school? She hated school. So either that's some bullshit excuse or she hates working on paranormal even more. She was talking about coming back. Having real proof seems to have changed her mind. And then what? She goes along with it for another few months and gets sick of it? Can't deal with that again. I can tell I'm getting louder, but I don't care. I haven't had a chance to let any of this out since it happened. Morgan, of course, doesn't even flinch. The thing is, now she's acting like she wants to be in on the action again? Am I really supposed to believe that she wants to commit to this? But I'm not an idiot. It's not like I'm ignoring the fact that she keeps running off to the woods to be by herself. I'm supposed to be just cool with that? Tara, I'm so sick of all this bullshit. Maybe I'd just be better off without... Tara! I jump as her voice drowns mine out completely. This burst of emotion isn't funny. It's honestly kind of terrifying. Stop. Just stop. You have no idea what you're talking about. You don't want Maddie to leave the show, but you're refusing to listen to her when she talks about coming back. You don't want to lose your friendship, but you're freezing her out when she tries to make connections again. I love your show. You know I do. But there are more important things in your life than talking about Bigfoot in front of a camera. Holy shit. What the hell was that? She just shot through my bullshit like some kind of forest-dwelling therapist. How am I supposed to respond to that? All I can do is sit back down on the bed and let it wash over me. She sits down next to me and takes my hand in hers. She gives it a little squeeze, and I squeeze back. I can already feel myself starting to calm down. When Morgan speaks again, her voice is back to its normal flatness. Talk to her. Tell her how you feel and what you need. You can't spend your whole time with me and expect her to feel appreciated. I don't want to leave you out, though. You're the whole reason we're here. Plus, I really like spending time with you. I do too, but we'll have plenty of time together. You're here for an entire month. Yeah, of course. The word month makes me feel a weird little pang in my chest. For some reason, I don't want to think about how temporary this is. I let go of her hand to take another sip of coffee. It's barely lukewarm now, and I consider just spitting it back into the cup. That definitely wouldn't be a good look, though. Do you want me to take you back to the cabin? I think I'm gonna do a little more investigating here first. Give me time to think about what I want to say to Mads. That's a good idea. Hey, first time for everything. She lets out a little laugh. It's not nearly as big as her earlier one, but it's really nice to hear it after all that heavy stuff. I'll go set up shop then. Come see me when you want to ride back. You got it. I stand and stretch, scanning the room one more time to see if I'm forgetting anything. Wait, are those my panties? Yeah, you're wearing mine. I try to will myself not to blush, determined not to let her get one more fluster in. Shit, sorry. I can change real quick. It's fine. You can wear them. Just give them back when you're done. My cheeks are burning again. So much for that. Oh, cool, thanks. I guess I'll see you later then. Sure, you know where to find me. Without thinking, I lean forward and press my lips against hers. They're soft, somehow not nearly dried out by the cold air as mine are. Wait, why am I doing this? I jerk my head away, expecting to be met with an angry glare, but all I see is the corners of her mouth twitch up for a split second before she's back to neutral. Could be worse, right? Either way, it's definitely time for me to get the hell out of here. I head for the door, but something stops me before I actually leave. Thank you. Anytime. I don't know what I'm thanking her for. I'm not sure if she knows either. I'm out the door and back into the village square, doing my best to leave my confusion behind me. I've got more important things to think about right now.